Welcome to the Root Cause Revolution podcast with functional and integrative nurse nutritionist and energy medicine practitioner, Audrey Christie.
Hey friends, welcome to episode 207 of the Root Cause Revolution podcast. Today is Energy Medicine Monday. So as I mentioned in our Friday episode, we are going to talk about a forgiveness exercise. I love this forgiveness exercise because it prevents, stops, releases that self-sabotage cycle. Okay? That self-sabotage cycle. And that's one of the biggest mental, emotional, energetic roadblocks to healing. I don't care what you're healing from, any kind of chronic illness. We've talked before, many seasons and episodes over the past couple years about how when we have a chronic illness or an autoimmune disease, we spend so long trying to get a diagnosis, trying to get somebody to listen to us, trying for someone to tell us what is wrong. And so when you finally get that diagnosis, you own it. You bring that energy in as your own, right? So you say things like, I have psoriasis. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have blah, 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 whatever it is. Or I am I am an autoimmune warrior. That's another example. And so when we do that, we are owning that energy, and it makes it much, much harder to release it unless you do the work around letting go of that, the energy of owning it. Now, sort of the same thing happens with self-sabotage. There is some kind of underlying trauma often that causes us to sabotage our health and wellness goals. There is some kind of underlying guilt or shame around an issue. So we're going to talk about a quick exercise that you can do. I don't recommend you doing a ton of these at once. I want you to do maybe one a week, or you could probably do two a week. But don't pack these in and start trying to release all of this stuff all at once. Just like if you do a detox out of order, if you start your healing journey and you don't follow the order of operations, or if you do a math problem and you don't follow the order of operations, if you don't do this in the right order, then you can set yourself up for a healing crisis, which can happen with just pure energy work, just like it can happen with physical healing. Okay, so enough warning. Don't do more than two of these on different topics in a week. Okay. So this is a forgiveness exercise. You're going to be standing for this. So a lot of times I try to give you stuff you could do in the car or whenever you're, bustling around the house or just sitting there chilling and listening to a podcast. But this one, I want you to stand up. I want you to take a big, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you're going to do this a couple of times. And when you exhale, I want you to sigh out audibly. So okay, it should sound kind of like that. Now, when you're taking a breath, I want you to take a belly breath. So let's do a practice breath before we really get in. So first breathe in and notice, did your chest come up or did your belly come out? If your chest came up, that means you're doing a chest breath. Chest breaths are fine. That's how we default breathe most of the time, but it's better. You get more oxygen if you can breathe into your belly. You expand those lower lobes, your diaphragm pushes down. That's what pushes your belly out. You're not literally breathing into your belly, but your lungs are fully expanding. Your diaphragm pushes down and your belly pushes out. So try again, and this time focus on breathing into your belly. It feels different, right? So if you're meditating and you're not like getting into the zone, then that's a really good way to do it. If you're running and you're running out of breath before you should, breathing into your belly will fix that. You get about 60% more oxygen from breathing into your belly and using the full surface of your lungs. But this is not an anatomy lesson. I'm doing energy medicine today, right? All right. So you're going to be standing. You're going to take a big deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And I want you to do that again. Taking another deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out your mouth. And then one more time. And this time, as you exhale, allow your eyes to gently close. Now, I want you to see in your mind's eye the very first time you felt fear, the very first time you had a negative thought about yourself, whatever it is that you need to forgive Maybe it's negative thoughts about your human suit, right? Like, why is it failing me now? Why is it shaped this way when I want to be shaped that way, right? Think of whatever that is, whatever it was that you felt. You might have felt less than, or you might have guilt or shame that you didn't take care of yourself in a way that landed you here. Really see that image in detail. You can also look at traumas, but I want you to be careful doing that. Often you need a guide for that. All right, still standing, seeing that in your mind's eye. Take just the upper portion of your body and you're going to turn over your left shoulder and you're going to point behind you and say, that was me then. Then you're going to turn forward and put your hands over your heart and say, this is me now. Repeat that 5 times, turning over your left shoulder. That was me then. This is me now. That was me then. This is me now. That was me then. This is me now. That was me then. This was me now. Now take a nice big inhale and release. Right? Now, if you have multiple events, which most of us do, you can continue to go through those different events with the same exercise. Again, 1 event to 2 events per week. Okay? Don't do too many. Emotional release shows up in a lot of different ways. Some of my clients laugh uncontrollably. Some cry. Some get tired. Some yawn. Emotional release can also help you shed toxins. So make sure after you do this, drink lots and lots of water. And if you're a journaler, have a journal nearby so that you can write down anything that comes up. All right, friends, that is your Energy Medicine Monday. I am always rooting for you. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Root Cause Revolution podcast. Be sure and subscribe on your favorite podcast provider. Ratings and reviews are always appreciated.